What if I told you that working harder isn't the real answer? Millions of Americans wake up early, work long hours, and still struggle to pay rent, buy groceries, or save for the future. They aren't lazy. They aren't careless. They're trapped in a financial system that rewards knowledge more than effort. Today, you'll discover why so many hardworking people stay broke, and what the wealthy do differently. Stay until the end, because the final lesson could completely change the way you think about money. The paycheck trap. Most people believe one paycheck will solve everything. Then another bill arrives. Rent, insurance, car payments, credit cards, food, medical expenses. Before the next paycheck comes, the money is gone. This cycle repeats month after month. Working harder doesn't always mean getting ahead when every dollar already has somewhere to go. Lifestyle inflation. Imagine getting a raise. You expect life to improve. Instead, you buy a newer car, move into a bigger apartment, upgrade your phone, take on more monthly payments. Soon, the higher income disappears. The problem wasn't earning more. It was spending more. Wealth grows when income increases, but expenses stay under control. Debt is expensive. Debt quietly steals your future. Interest charges don't sleep. While you work for your paycheck, debt works against you every day. Many people only pay the minimum balance. That keeps them trapped for years. The less interest you pay, the more freedom you create. Nobody teaches financial education. Schools teach math, history, science, but very few teach budgeting, investing, taxes, or compound growth. Many adults enter the workforce without understanding how money really works. Knowledge isn't just power. Financial knowledge becomes freedom. Time is more valuable than money. Rich people don't only trade time for money. They build assets, businesses, investments, skills. Assets continue producing value even when they're not actively working. The goal isn't to work every hour. The goal is to own something that works for you. The power of small habits. Building wealth rarely happens overnight. It starts with small choices, saving consistently, avoiding unnecessary debt, learning new skills, investing regularly, reading about personal finance. Tiny habits repeated for years create extraordinary results. Stop comparing yourself. Social media shows expensive vacations, luxury cars, designer clothes, but it rarely shows credit card balances or financial stress. Comparing your life to someone else's highlight reel can lead to poor financial decisions. Real wealth is financial peace, not looking rich. That quote hits the nail on the head. Social media has essentially turned into a 24/7 commercial for a lifestyle most people can't actually afford. When you look at someone's feed, you are comparing your behind-the-scenes footage with their tightly edited, highly curated highlight reel. Here is a deeper look at why this psychological trap happens, the real math behind the flex, and what it actually means to build wealth. The illusion of the highlight reel. Social media creates a distorted version of reality because of two main biases. Selection bias. People don't post photos of their past due utility bills, their arguments over grocery budgets, or the sinking feeling they get when opening a credit card statement. They post the peak moments, the infinity pool, the unboxing, the high-end dinner, the keeping up amplification. In the past, you only compared yourself to your neighbors, who likely made a similar income to you. Today, your brain is comparing your life to global influencers, celebrities, and the top 1% of spenders, making normal, healthy financial progress feel like failure. 2. The math behind looking rich. There is a massive difference between a high income, high spending, and high net worth. The debt factor. A brand new $90,000 luxury SUV can easily be leased or financed with zero down payment for $1,200 a month. A $5,000 vacation can be put on a credit card and paid off over 3 years, with devastating interest rates. Spending versus keeping. If someone makes $250,000 a year but spends $245,000 to maintain the appearance of wealth, they are actually in a more fragile financial position than someone making $75,000 who saves $15,000 of it. The golden rule of wealth. Wealth is the money you don't spend. It's the cars you didn't buy, the designer clothes you passed up, and the investment sitting quietly in an account growing over time. It is invisible. The weaponization of FOMO. Modern marketing and social media algorithms are explicitly designed to trigger your evolutionary brain. Human beings are tribal creatures. Historically, falling behind the tribe meant exile or danger. When you see peers acquiring luxury items, your brain flags it as a survival threat. I am falling behind the group. The algorithm's goal: platforms don't show you everyday reality because content or average lifestyles don't drive engagement. They amplify envy because envy drives consumption, and consumption drives at revenue. The finfluencer illusion. A massive portion of the wealth displayed online is entirely fabricated for content. Luxury cars are rented by the hour for photo shoots. Designer bags are rented or counterfeit, and luxury hotel rooms are booked for day use just to shoot video loops. You are feeling inferior to a stage prop. 2. The hedonic treadmill and lifestyle creep. Many people assume, if I just made 20% more money, I'd finally save and be at peace. But without changing the psychology of comparison, the goalposts just move. This is known as the hedonic treadmill, lifestyle creep, or inflation. As income rises, non-essential luxuries quickly solidify into mandatory necessities. The economy airline seat becomes a premium economy seat, then business class. The standard apartment becomes a luxury high-rise. The perpetual cycle. If your self-worth is tied to looking successful, you will always find someone who has a bigger house, a faster car, or a more exclusive watch. You end up working longer hours at jobs you might not like, just to buy things you don't need, to impress people you don't even know. 3. The ultimate status symbol. Autonomy. In his book The Psychology of Money, Morgan Housel captures the ultimate truth of fin. Build multiple income streams. Depending on one paycheck is risky. Successful people often create additional income through freelancing, investing, online businesses, or other skills. More income creates more opportunities. More opportunities create more freedom. Depending on a single paycheck is the financial equivalent of walking a tightrope without a safety net. If that one wire snaps due to layoffs, company downsizing, or industry shifts, you are left with zero income but 100% of your expenses. Building multiple income streams isn't just about trying to get rich quick, it's about de-risking your life and creating a compounding cycle of freedom. Here is a full breakdown of how this philosophy works, how the cycle operates, and the practical ways you can start building these streams. The freedom cycle. Why more income changes everything. The logic you mentioned forms a powerful compounding loop. When you break it down, it functions like a flywheel. More income creates more opportunities. When you are living paycheck to paycheck, every dollar is spoken for by survival needs: rent, groceries, bills. You are forced to think short term. But when you have additional streams of income, you generate excess capital. This extra money acts as a toolkit. It gives you the ability to invest in higher return, higher risk assets like stocks, real estate, or startups because your survival doesn't depend on that money. Fund your own ideas. For example, paying for software, inventory, or marketing for a side business without draining your savings. Upskill by paying for advanced courses, certifications, or coaching that makes your primary time even more valuable. 2. More opportunities create more freedom. In financial terms, freedom is the transition from forced labor to voluntary choice. Extra income streams shift the power dynamic in your life. Professional freedom. You no longer have to tolerate a toxic boss or a dead-end job out of fear. You have walk-away power. Time freedom. As passive or scalable income streams grow, you can choose to work fewer hours at a traditional job and spend more time on things that matter to you. Crisis freedom. An unexpected medical bill or car repair becomes an inconvenience rather than a life-altering financial catastrophe. The pillars of income: active versus passive. To build this successfully, you need to understand the two main categories of income. You cannot build 5 streams that all require 40 hours of your time a week. You will burn out. You have to balance active, trading time for money, and passive/scalable, leveraging assets or systems. Build a side hustle, leveraging existing skills. Look at what you already do for a living or a hobby you excel at. Can you freelance or consult in that space? If you are an accountant, can you do bookkeeping for local small businesses on weekends? If you are a writer/designer, can you take on 1 to 2 freelance clients a month via platforms like Upwork or LinkedIn? The goal: get this stream to cover just one major bill, for example, your groceries or utility bill. Phase 3. Transition to scalable or investment income. Take the money generated from Phase 2 and do not spend it on lifestyle inflation. Instead, funnel it directly into passive or scalable avenues. Route a percentage automatically into index funds or dividend-paying stocks. Use your freelance experience to create a digital product. For example, if you've been doing freelance design, package your workflow into a downloadable template pack or a mini course. Being broke isn't always about how hard you work. Sometimes it's about what you know. Your income matters, but your habits matter even more. Start learning, start saving, start investing in yourself. Small decisions made today can change your future. 1 year from now, you'll either wish you had started today, or you'll be grateful that you did. The choice begins now. If you found value in this video, subscribe for more practical lessons on money, success, and financial freedom. Thanks for watching, and remember, don't just work for money. Learn how to make money work for you.